We are the future of women. And when I look at my daughter, I see him stepping into her life like something out of a dream. At 40, she was on a path to heal from the scars of a painful divorce, while he was just 25, young, charismatic, and full of promises to move mountains for her. Their love story quickly became one of Hollywood's most celebrated romances, inspiring admiration and hope among many. But ultimately, that very love story became the darkest chapter in Demi Moore's life. Now 62, after years of silence, she courageously chose to share the full truth, unveiling the painful miscarriage. They hid the 3 regrets she carries deeply and her struggle with addiction that almost took her life. This is the real story between Demi and Ashton, details that few have ever heard before. If this story grabs your attention, drop a comment with the number 1. If it doesn't, just type 0. Be sure to like, share the video, and share your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on more captivating videos. Now let's jump right into the story. Demi Moore was born on November 11, 1962 in Roswell, New Mexico, into a life marked by hardship from the very start. Her father left before she was born, leaving her mother to raise her alone while facing daily struggles. Demi's childhood was shaped by constant turmoil and trauma. She grew up in a turbulent home where both her mother and stepfather battled severe alcoholism, forcing the family to move over 30 times. Because of this, Demi never experienced the stability or safety of a true home. At only 15, Demi Moore suffered a traumatic psychological shock she later opened up about in her memoir. She revealed that her mother allowed an older man to hurt her for just $500, a heartbreaking betrayal that left lasting emotional scars. The pain from that moment stayed with her for years, leaving wounds that never fully healed in the heart of a young girl desperately craving safety and trust. At just 12 years old, Demi Moore witnessed a terrifying moment that would stay with her forever: her mother's suicide attempt. In a desperate, frightening scene, she used her small hands to pull pills from her mother's mouth while her stepfather tried to hold her back. That moment forced Demi to grow up far faster than any child should. Her school years were no easier. She battled dyslexia and a serious eye condition that required multiple surgeries, turning her childhood into a constant fight for survival and understanding. By the time she was 16, Demi made the brave choice to drop out of school and live on her own. She took on a range of jobs, from modeling to debt collection, to support herself. At 17, she married rock musician Freddie Moore, hoping to start fresh and leave her painful past behind. Although the marriage lasted just 4 years, it became a pivotal step in her journey toward self-reinvention and a future in the spotlight. Despite endless challenges, Demi never gave up on her dreams. At just 19, she landed her breakthrough role as journalist Jackie Templeton on the popular daytime soap General Hospital. Out of more than 1,000 actresses who auditioned, Demi stood out with her confidence and emotional depth, traits rarely portrayed by women on TV at the time. Although she earned only $750 per episode, this role became a crucial stepping stone, opening doors to much bigger opportunities in her rising career. While her career was on the rise, Demi was quietly battling addiction and a relentless cycle of late-night partying. Director Joel Schumacher recognized her raw talent and undeniable charisma and made it his mission to help her through that dark time. He arranged for someone to stay with her throughout filming, making sure she stayed sober and focused. That support became a lifeline, helping Demi slowly turn her life around and take important steps toward a brighter, more stable future. In 1985, Demi continued to make her mark by landing a leading role in St. Elmo's Fire, a coming-of-age drama about a tight-knit group of friends facing the challenges of adulthood. She played Jules, a party-loving young woman carrying deep emotional wounds and personal struggles, a character that closely reflected Demi's own life at the time. The film was a major success, thrusting her into the spotlight and securing her place as one of Hollywood's most promising young talents, marking a crucial turning point in her career. Behind the glittering spotlight of her career, Demi continued to wrestle with personal demons. Her relationship with Ashton Kutcher, once a fairy tale romance, was marked by emotional turmoil. The miscarriage they kept secret for years plunged Demi into a deep psychological struggle. She also grappled with the weight of past mistakes, choices that still haunt her to this day. The three regrets she holds closest all stem from decisions that deeply affected her happiness and well-being. Most devastating of all was her battle with addiction, a fight that nearly tore apart everything she had worked so hard to achieve. Today, Demi Moore has risen from the darkest chapters of her life, gradually finding peace and healing within herself. Her story is not just a powerful testament to resilience and bravery, but also a reminder of the strength required to overcome adversity. Through it all, she has become a fiercely strong woman, one whose journey continues to inspire countless people around the world. But landing the role in St. Elmo's Fire wasn't easy. Demi Moore had to face a major personal challenge. Director Joel Schumacher gave her a firm ultimatum: she had to stay completely sober and show she could stay in control or risk losing the coveted part. Under that intense pressure, Demi knew she had no choice but to confront and battle the addiction that had haunted her for years. It was an intense and deeply personal struggle, but through sheer determination and the steadfast support of those around her, Demi managed to conquer it. The studio even provided a sobriety companion who stayed with her throughout the entire filming process, making sure she remained clean and focused. That timely and practical support became a vital foundation for her recovery, enabling Demi to deliver a standout performance and secure her place among Hollywood's most respected actresses. St. Elmo's Fire wasn't just a movie, it marked a turning point that launched Demi Moore into the iconic Brat Pack, a group of young stars who defined 1980s Hollywood. Though the term Brat Pack initially had negative connotations implying immaturity and rebelliousness, it quickly became a golden ticket to fame and widespread attention. Demi's standout performance in the film highlighted her talent and unique charm, proving she belonged among Hollywood's elite. Riding that wave, she soon landed major roles in hits like About Last Night, and most notably Ghost, the blockbuster that propelled her to global superstardom. Over the years, the Brat Pack has become a legendary chapter in Hollywood history. In 2024, a documentary called Brats was released featuring Demi and her fellow cast members reflecting on those vibrant, passionate, and often challenging times. The story of the Brat Pack continues to captivate audiences and critics alike, sparking ongoing talks about a possible St. Elmo's Fire sequel, one that could reunite the original cast, including Demi herself. The biggest turning point in Demi Moore's career came with the 1990 film Ghost. This iconic masterpiece made a lasting impact on audiences worldwide. Produced on a modest budget of just $22 to $23 million, Ghost went on to earn $55.7 million, becoming the highest-grossing film of that year and one of the most successful movies of its time. Its success didn't end at the box office. Ghost also became the most rented video in the U.S. in 1991, securing its place as a true cultural phenomenon. In Ghost, Demi portrayed Molly Jensen, a gentle and deeply emotional woman caught in a timeless love story with Patrick Swayze. Her performance struck a chord with millions thanks to its authenticity, sensitivity, and emotional depth. The iconic pottery wheel scene, set to the haunting tune of Unchained Melody, became an enduring cultural symbol, referenced and recreated countless times in film history. Beyond its emotional impact, Demi's short haircut in the movie also sparked a worldwide beauty trend, with women everywhere inspired by her bold and elegant look. Alongside the huge success of Ghost, Demi Moore's personal life was filled with equally captivating stories. At the peak of her fame, her then-husband Bruce Willis was also dominating the box office with the action blockbuster Die Hard 2, making them one of Hollywood's most adored power couples. Remarkably, their two films topped the box office at the same time, a rare achievement in Hollywood history that wouldn't be matched by another couple for the next 34 years. The success of Ghost was further solidified by several prestigious nominations, including a Golden Globe and a Saturn Award for Best Actress. These honors reflected both critical praise and widespread audience admiration for Demi Moore's talent and unwavering dedication. The film was more than just a love story. It masterfully combined humor, romance, and the supernatural, delivering a fresh and deeply human experience that captured hearts worldwide. In the years that followed, Demi Moore sustained her fame with a string of standout roles, while also emerging as a fashion and cultural icon of the 1990s. Her journey from hardship and personal struggles to remarkable success became a powerful inspiration to people worldwide. She stands as a living testament to the strength of willpower and perseverance, proving that resilience can transform even the darkest chapters into a legacy of triumph. For Hollywood, the phenomenal success of Ghost was more than just a milestone in Demi Moore's career. It proved that films based on unique, unconventional ideas could still become global sensations. It served as a vivid reminder that the film industry embraces creativity and fresh storytelling, rather than relying solely on formulaic formulas. The impact of Ghost encouraged filmmakers to take bolder risks in the years that followed, ushering in a new era of innovation across the entertainment world. After Ghost, Demi Moore continued to grow and showcase her talent through a series of powerful performances. In 1992, she starred in the iconic film A Few Good Men, directed by Rob Reiner and featuring a star-studded cast including Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. The movie grossed over $243 million worldwide and featured Demi as Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway, a strong, authoritative, and fearless woman navigating a male-dominated military world. Her performance proved she could handle complex, weighty roles and helped redefine the portrayal of female characters in top-tier Hollywood films. In 1993, Demi Moore pushed her boundaries again with Indecent Proposal, a provocative drama that sparked major controversy while becoming a box office hit, earning nearly $267 million on a $38 million budget. The film posed a daring moral question: would a married woman agree to spend one night with a stranger for $1 million? Demi portrayed Diana Murphy, a woman caught in an emotionally complex and ethically charged dilemma. Her performance sparked widespread debate about morality, women's autonomy, and the limits of human relationships, further showcasing her willingness to take on bold and thought-provoking roles. However, the role also sparked significant backlash from feminist groups who argued the film portrayed women as commodities to be traded. Demi later admitted this was one of the toughest periods in her career, Still, she continued to embrace bold and provocative roles, viewing them as opportunities to challenge and break the societal norms imposed on women. Demi's career took even bolder turns in the mid-1990s with two highly controversial films. In 1996, she starred in Striptease playing an exotic dancer. The film grabbed huge attention not only for its daring subject, but also for Demi's provocative nude scenes. She earned $12.5 million for the role, making her the highest-paid actress in Hollywood at the time. Just a year later, in 1997, she surprised audiences again by leading G.I. Jane, a film that chronicled the grueling journey of the first woman to undergo Navy SEAL training. Demi shaved her head on camera and performed many of her own stunts with raw authenticity. She trained intensely to build muscle and reduce her body fat to just 10%. These two roles showcased the impressive range and versatility of her talent. One highlighted feminine allure and sensuality, while the other embodied strength, determination, and a traditionally masculine toughness. Together, they ignited widespread conversations about gender roles in the film industry. Demi once candidly said playing a stripper made a lot of women angry, and playing a soldier made a lot of men uncomfortable. This statement highlighted her courage to challenge societal judgment and break rigid stereotypes. While these films sparked intense controversy and public scrutiny, they also boosted her star power and solidified her place in Hollywood. However, behind the spotlight came immense pressure and harsh criticism, leading her into one of the darkest chapters of her life. In her 2019 memoir, Demi revealed that during this time she struggled deeply with substance abuse and body image issues. Alongside her turbulent career, Demi's personal life was also marked by significant upheaval. She married musician Freddie Moore at just 17, a major turning point that brought both intense challenges and transformative growth on her path to adulthood. Though the marriage didn't last, the experience taught her resilience and helped her build the strength to navigate a life filled with constant change and uncertainty. Demi Moore is more than a cinematic icon. She stands as a symbol of perseverance, courage, and female strength in the often unforgiving entertainment industry. Her life story, from a turbulent childhood to personal struggles and hard-earned victories, continues to inspire generations of audiences and those searching for hope in their own darkest moments. This took place on February 8, 1980, when Demi Moore married for the first time. The marriage wasn't rooted in love, it was more an escape from the pain of losing her stepfather. Years later, in her memoir, Inside Out, she admitted that on the night before her wedding, instead of feeling joy or excitement, she spent hours on the phone with another man she'd met on a film set. Even before the marriage began, the signs of trouble were already clear. Demi adopted her husband Freddie's last name as her stage name for the rest of her career. During their marriage, they collaborated on a few songs, including It's Not a Rumor, which became a minor hit. But the relationship was filled with challenges. Demi was still very young, trying to figure out who she was while being drawn into a complex adult world. She later admitted she was the one who sabotaged the marriage, though deep down she knew that wasn't entirely true. The marriage ended in 1985, leaving a lasting impact on how she viewed love, trust, and herself. However, Demi and Bruce Willis's love story began like something straight out of a movie. They first met in 1987 at a film premiere while Demi was still engaged to actor Emilio Estevez. The spark between Demi and Bruce was undeniable. Just 4 months later, they found themselves in Las Vegas watching a boxing match where Bruce proposed. They got married right then and there on November 21st, 1987. Though spontaneous, their marriage went on to last for years, and was considered one of Hollywood's most successful at the time. Bruce and Demi quickly became one of Hollywood's most iconic couples. Bruce was a rising star thanks to Die Hard, while Demi ranked among the highest-paid actresses of her time. Together, they had 3 daughters, Rumor, born in 1988, Scout in 1991, and Tallulah in 1994. However, their demanding careers often kept them apart. Bruce hoped Demi would slow down and spend more time with the family, but she was determined to keep pushing forward, breaking records with a $12.5 million paycheck for striptease and showing no signs of slowing down. Despite many challenges, Bruce and Demi genuinely worked to maintain a close bond over the years, even co-starring in the film Mortal Thoughts. But in 1998, after 11 years of marriage, they chose to separate. Unlike many Hollywood breakups, their divorce was surprisingly amicable. They stayed friends, co-parented their daughters with mutual respect, and often appeared together at important events. Their blended supportive family became a shining example of how divorced couples can still prioritize love, respect, and unity for the sake of their children. Demi's biggest challenge during this period was balancing her skyrocketing career with her role as a mother. In 1988, rumors circulated that she had no plans to slow down, and by 1991, she sparked global conversation by posing nude and pregnant on the cover of Vanity Fair while expecting her second daughter, Scout. The image quickly became iconic, sending a powerful message that motherhood shouldn't come with shame or the need to hide one's body. Demi worked tirelessly to balance her career with family life, even setting up a nursery on the set of G.I. Jane for her youngest daughter. Yet despite her efforts, she often struggled with guilt for not spending as much time with her children as she wanted. After parting ways with Bruce, Demi made a bold choice. She left Hollywood and moved to Idaho. Her aim was to give her daughters a normal life away from the spotlight, even if it meant stepping back from a thriving career. This move clearly showed that above all else, she prioritized being a mother. If this story resonated with you and you want to hear more, don't forget to like, share the video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Now let's continue the story together. In 2003, Demi Moore met Ashton Kutcher at the New York premiere of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. At the time, Demi was 40 and Ashton just 25. Despite the 15-year age difference, they felt an instant connection. Demi was drawn to Ashton's charm and humor. Just one day after meeting, they shared an 8-hour phone call, diving deep into conversations about dreams, life philosophies, and their views of the world. That meaningful exchange laid the foundation for a romance that quickly blossomed. Just 3 weeks after they first met, Ashton boldly and unexpectedly met Demi's daughters and even her ex-husband, Bruce Willis. Less than 2 months into their relationship, Ashton proposed to Demi during a romantic midnight picnic on a Santa Barbara beach. He came prepared with a 5-carat Asher-cut diamond ring valued at $250,000 surrounded by rose petals and asked with a heartfelt, "Will you marry me?" By their 4th month together, Demi and Ashton decided to move in. They weren't just a couple, they became business partners too, launching a production company called Catalyst Films. Their first project, the reality show Beauty and the Geek, quickly became a hit, solidifying their status as one of Hollywood's most powerful and creative couples at the time. However, not long after their relationship faced a heartbreaking challenge when Demi suffered a miscarriage 6 months into her pregnancy. The loss deeply affected them both. Despite their grief, they stood strong together, attending counseling sessions 3 times a week for several months. Ashton later revealed that this tragedy made him realize he was truly ready to become a father, ultimately strengthening their bond during one of the toughest times in their lives. The media couldn't get enough of their story, especially intrigued by their 15-year age difference. When they made their first public appearance together at the Charlie's Angels premiere, they instantly became the center of attention. Over 200 photographers swarmed the event, with some outlets reportedly offering up to $100,000 for exclusive shots of the couple sharing a late-night kiss. Their relationship quickly became a hot topic on comedy and talk shows, with the term cougar frequently thrown around. Demi was jokingly called mainstream media's poster child. Despite the intense spotlight, both Demi and Ashton handled the attention with humor and confidence. In 2005, Demi even appeared in a Saturday Night Live sketch wearing old-age makeup to poke fun at the media's obsession with their age gap, turning public scrutiny into a bold, self-aware statement. In September 2005, Demi and Ashton held an intimate wedding at their Beverly Hills home with about 100 guests, including Bruce Willis. Demi wore a stunning Lanvin gown, while Ashton sported a cream Brooks Brothers suit. The ceremony took place under a chuppah, symbolizing their deep spiritual beliefs. One of the most touching moments came when Demi's daughters, Scout and Tallulah, read heartfelt letters to Ashton. In return, he gifted each of them a Cartier love bracelet symbolizing his commitment to their family. It's said that Bruce Willis was moved to tears during the ceremony. Their harmonious family life gave them peaceful moments together. They bought a home in Idaho where they hosted themed holidays and cozy get-togethers. Ashton, Demi, and Bruce spent plenty of time together, co-parenting smoothly and even vacationing as one big extended family. Bruce Willis once praised Ashton, calling him one of the few men his daughters truly adored. Ashton's role as a stepfather was deeply meaningful. At just 27, he took on the responsibility of helping raise Demi's 3 daughters, then 17, 14, and 11 years old. He became actively involved in their lives, attending school events, cheering them on at performances, and even learning how to do French braids. Ashton admitted he took parenting classes to better understand his role, once saying that love isn't something you divide, it grows. He encouraged the girls to follow their passions, helping Scout set up her first Twitter account and supporting the production of The Whole 10 Yards. Scout once credited Ashton for inspiring her love of technology, which eventually led her into computer science. However, things weren't always smooth. The youngest daughter, Tallulah, initially struggled to accept Ashton as a stepfather. She once wrote that his presence made her feel judged and unsure about how to welcome him into their lives. There were even rumors she had developed a crush on Ashton before he began dating her mother, further complicating the family dynamic. Despite this, Ashton maintained a close bond with Demi's daughters even after the couple separated. He publicly supported Demi during her Dancing with the Stars appearances and celebrated her pregnancy announcement. In 2020, Ashton said he would always love and support the family they built together. Demi and Ashton were overjoyed when they learned she was pregnant again. At 41 and 6 months along, their happiness was cut short. On September 23, 2003, during a routine checkup, they faced unimaginable heartbreak. They discovered their baby girl, named Rumor Ray, no longer had a heartbeat. This devastating loss became a major test of their love and resilience, marking a profoundly painful yet meaningful chapter in their life together. That loss devastated Demi Moore completely. After nearly 20 years of sobriety and resilience through countless challenges, the miscarriage shattered her emotional foundation. She blamed herself harshly, believing that the occasional drinking and smoking during early pregnancy had caused the tragedy. Overwhelmed by guilt and regret, she spiraled into deep depression. Struggling with intense pain, Demi turned to alcohol and painkillers like Vicodin in a desperate attempt to numb both physical and emotional suffering. Her weight dropped to a dangerous 98 pounds, around 44 kilos, a stark sign of her severe physical and mental decline. During this time, the couple tried everything to have another child, from traditional therapies to advanced methods like in vitro fertilization. But each attempt ended in heartbreak, deepening Demi's feelings of disappointment and helplessness. She later described this period as an emotional abyss, filled with loneliness and confusion, a place where she felt utterly lost and empty. It wasn't just the pain of losing a child that haunted her. It was the struggle to process that grief, figure out how to move forward, and find any sense of healing. These emotional burdens gradually strained their marriage, creating growing distance and tension between them. According to Demi's memoir, Ashton Kutcher did his best to support her, but he couldn't fully understand the depth of her emotional pain. This gap in empathy created growing emotional distance between them, making their already fragile relationship even more vulnerable to breaking apart. Even so, they desperately tried to hold on to their bond. During this time, Demi and Ashton tried unconventional ways to save their marriage. In her memoir, Demi revealed they once explored threesomes at Ashton's suggestion, hoping to keep the spark alive. Though she agreed, Demi felt awkward and disconnected, uncertain about her place in the relationship. This only deepened her confusion and doubts about their future. They also sought spiritual guidance, visiting the Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles and traveling to Israel in search of inner peace. Despite their efforts, the pressure to have a child and their emotional wounds never eased. In fact, they only worsened the situation. Things grew even more complicated on their 6th wedding anniversary, September 24, 2011, when rumors surfaced that Ashton Kutcher had cheated. He was accused of spending the night with a 22-year-old woman named Sarah Leal. Demi had actually met Leal before at a bowling party, where Leal boldly handed Ashton her phone number right in front of Demi and her daughters. The news hit Demi like a crushing blow. She found out through an alert on her phone while getting ready for a red carpet event, and when she confronted Ashton, he admitted to it. Demi recalled being so shocked by the truth that she could barely breathe. The pain worsened when she later learned Ashton had previously cheated on her with another woman, 21-year-old Brittany Jones. Kutcher later tried to justify his actions by saying their threesomes had blurred the boundaries of their relationship, but this only deepened Demi's hurt and sense of betrayal. The heartbreak, betrayal, and overwhelming loss left deep emotional scars. It took a serious toll on her mental health and drove an even wider wedge between them. Ashton Kutcher's affair quickly became public, making things much harder not just for him and Demi, but for everyone close to them. Just days after the scandal broke, they had to appear together at an event for an anti-human trafficking foundation. Demi stood beside Ashton as he gave his speech, all while knowing deep down how shameful his actions were. The emotional weight of that moment was almost unbearable for her. On November 17, 2011, Demi announced their separation. She called it a painful but necessary decision, stressing that she had to stay true to her values. The divorce process dragged on for nearly 2 years. Ashton officially filed in December 2012, and their split was finalized in November 2013. Many close to them said the marriage ended like a nightmare, leaving deep scars on Demi's self-esteem. In a 2023 interview, Kutcher admitted the divorce made him feel like a failure. Both struggled to heal, especially with their pain so intensely exposed in the public eye. After the divorce, Demi Moore's life began to unravel. Though she had maintained nearly 20 years of sobriety, everything changed. Her addiction resurfaced, and this time it was worse. On January 23, 2012, Demi suffered a seizure at a party at her Benedict Canyon home. She had used synthetic marijuana and inhaled nitrous oxide. When police arrived, they found her semi-conscious and shaking uncontrollably. It was a terrifying moment that marked the start of a long, dark period in her life. Over the next 3 years, her struggles with addiction only deepened. Demi began taking up to 12 Vicodin pills a day, often mixing them with Red Bull and vodka. She became obsessed with her body image, spending hours in front of the mirror, convincing herself she needed to be even thinner. Her health declined drastically, with her weight dropping to just 102 pounds, around 46 kilograms. The combination of stress, exhaustion, and poor nutrition led to frequent seizures, leaving her barely able to handle the toll it took on her body and mind. Demi became deeply isolated, pulling away from family and friends and spending most of her time alone. She missed her daughter's 30th birthday and several other important family milestones. Eventually, in September 2012, Demi chose to seek treatment at an upscale rehab center in Utah called Cirque Lodge. The cost was a staggering $150,000 per month, but it was a necessary step toward recovery. Her addiction didn't just harm her, it also deeply affected her relationship with her 3 daughters, Rumor Scout and Tallulah. The emotional distance during that time left lasting wounds within the family. The relationship between Demi and her daughters became so strained that for years they barely spoke. Tallulah, only 25 at the time, described that period as terrifying. She felt like her mother had become someone else, almost a monster. Whenever Demi acted strangely, speaking slowly or getting overly emotional, Tallulah would grow anxious. She also struggled with her own issues, including eating disorders and body image problems, largely triggered by the stress of her mother's condition. Heartbroken and angry, Tallulah felt her mother's addiction had stolen a vital part of her life. At one point, she even had to call 911 to save her mother's life. Scout, who was 28 at the time, felt abandoned and believed her mother no longer loved her. By 2012, the 3 sisters had completely stopped speaking to Demi. They didn't even attend her 50th birthday celebration, and Demi missed several major milestones in their lives. Rumors even suggested she skipped important events like her daughter's appearances on Dancing with the Stars in 2015. For years, the relationship between Demi and her daughters remained tense and distant, but over time, things slowly began to change. The emotional walls started to come down, opening a path toward healing and the chance to rebuild their family bond. On November 12, 2015, Tallulah, Demi Moore's youngest daughter, reached a major turning point after completing rehab following years of battling substance abuse and an eating disorder. In a brave move, she reached out to her mother, marking their first meeting in nearly 3 years. Overwhelmed with emotion, Demi didn't hesitate. She flew straight to New York to begin the long journey of repairing a relationship that once seemed irreparably broken. Rebuilding the mother-daughter bond was far from easy. In a 2019 episode of Red Table Talk, the entire family courageously opened up about the pain and challenges they had faced. Tallulah admitted feeling abandoned and even panicked at the thought of seeing her mother again after years apart. Scout, the middle daughter, also confessed to harboring deep anger and resentment toward Demi. Faced with these honest confessions, Demi took full responsibility. She acknowledged that her battle with addiction had deeply hurt her children and fractured their family. Determined to make amends, she committed to therapy and attended family counseling sessions for 18 months, doing everything she could to heal their broken bonds. A major turning point in their healing journey came in 2017 when the family spent a week together at a retreat center in Arizona. There they practiced meditation and engaged in deep emotional healing exercises. These shared experiences acted as a powerful catalyst, soothing old wounds and bringing them closer together. From that moment on, the mother-daughter relationship improved significantly. They began taking vacations together, showed support for each other on social media, and even collaborated on creative projects, reconnecting not just as individuals, but as a united and loving family. Demi's 60th birthday in 2022 marked another heartfelt milestone in her family's healing journey. Her 3 daughters surprised her with a deeply meaningful gift. Each got the word "Mom" tattooed in Demi's handwriting, a powerful symbol of their unbreakable bond and renewed closeness. Beyond her daughters, Demi also maintained a strong and loving relationship with her first husband, Bruce Willis, despite their divorce in 2000. Their story serves as a clear reminder that divorce doesn't have to mean the end of a family. It can be the start of a different yet deeply connected kind of love. When Bruce's family announced in 2022 that he was battling aphasia, Demi was among the first to share the news publicly and express her strong support. Since then, she has spent considerable time with Bruce and his current wife, Emma Hemming Willis, showing unwavering solidarity during his health journey. In 2023, Demi attended Bruce's 68th birthday celebration, joining the family for an intimate and heartwarming gathering. She even posted a sweet video capturing everyone singing happy birthday, a touching reminder of the deep and lasting bond they continue to share as a blended family. In 2019, Demi made a playful appearance at a Comedy Central roast honoring Bruce, where she didn't hesitate to poke fun at their past. "I was married to Bruce during the first 3 Die Hard movies, which makes sense because the last 2 really weren't very good," she joked. Her witty remark was more than just humor. It showed the maturity and harmony they've found in their relationship. Through it all, they've managed to laugh about the past while continuing to support each other's lives and new relationships with genuine respect and affection. The relationships between Demi and her daughters and with Bruce are more than personal stories. They stand as powerful testaments to the strength of love, resilience, and the capacity to heal even the deepest wounds. Together, they've faced hardship, rebuilt from broken pieces, and chosen to move forward with renewed understanding and lasting connection. Their journey shows that even when relationships are pushed to their limits with patience and heart, it's possible to rediscover trust, rebuild bonds, and create something stronger than before. Demi Moore attended Bruce Willis's wedding to Emma Hemming in 2009, a gesture that spoke volumes about the mutual respect and ongoing bond between them as former spouses. In return, Bruce didn't hesitate to show his support by attending Demi's private wedding to Ashton Kutcher in 2005. Although their marriage had long ended, Demi and Bruce maintained a strong connection and deep friendship, proving that meaningful relationships can endure and evolve even after divorce. What's especially meaningful is how their daughters deeply appreciate the way their parents have always treated each other with love and respect even after their divorce. Many have praised Demi and Bruce for their grace and unity, viewing their relationship as a shining example of true love and family values, even in the face of change. For Demi, now 62, it's a source of pride and joy to be a role model for the next generation, showing that compassion, mutual respect, and lasting connection are what truly define a family. On her 62nd birthday in 2024, Demi Moore sat down for a heartfelt conversation with Vogue, sharing her evolved and mature perspective on love and happiness. She revealed that the most important relationship in her life is the one she has with herself. "I don't need someone else to complete me," she said. "I already feel whole and content on my own." This outlook reflects the freedom and self-assurance she's gained through years of life experience and overcoming adversity. It's a powerful testament to the independence and inner peace she has cultivated over time. Demi even coined a new term for her current lifestyle solo partnership, which means focusing on personal growth and finding happiness on her own without the pressure of being in a romantic relationship. However, she doesn't rule out the possibility of falling in love when it happens, as long as that person brings meaning and fulfillment to her life. Shortly after the interview, the hashtag #WAKSoloPartnership quickly trended on social media, resonating with many, especially those seeking balance in modern life. Demi's approach to dating has also noticeably shifted over the past year. She's been on only a few dates, each carefully chosen and meaningful. One of the most memorable was with an astrophysicist she met at an astronomy lecture. They went stargazing together in the Mojave Desert, an experience that, while not romantic in the traditional sense, was deeply emotional and left a lasting impression on Demi. Demi has also formed a special close bond with Emma Hemming Willis, Bruce Willis's wife. Together, they started a book club meeting every 2 weeks to read, discuss books, and share personal stories and life experiences. This friendship not only reflects Demi's growth and capacity for forgiveness, but also highlights her deep appreciation for and commitment to nurturing the important relationships in her life. Fans and the public deeply admire how Demi has grown through her challenges, embraced forgiveness, and moved forward with a sense of inner peace. She's not closed off to love, but now has a clear understanding of what she needs and wants. If someone enters her life, it would have to be someone who brings true meaning, someone who adds to her sense of wholeness and fulfillment, not someone she depends on or relies upon. And of course, it's impossible not to mention Puff, Demi's beloved dog, and a true Instagram star with over 2 million followers. Puff has become an adorable companion and a daily source of positivity for her, bringing joy and comfort through life's highs and lows. His presence adds a sense of connection and simple happiness to Demi's life, an important part of her current journey toward fulfillment and balance. All of this paints Demi Moore as a woman who is both strong and gentle, independent, yet deeply compassionate. She embodies the modern woman, constantly evolving, living authentically, and nurturing meaningful, lasting relationships. Demi is a powerful example of someone who continues to grow, stay true to herself, and build a life filled with purpose and connection. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like and share the video with your friends and loved ones. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.